I mean, while this is actually being recorded, the game I'm streaming at the minute is Final Fantasy VII, which... Did I start streaming that before the first of the new batch of trailers came out? I mean, there was a trailer that came out a couple of months ago, or last month, and then there was the big E3 stuff. And, like, this part was obviously recorded post E3. But started streaming Final Fantasy VII before E3. Oh, here's a new enemy. You need to pop the balloon because they're covered in metal and they're also big. But even beyond that, they're also floating over a hole, so that's not a smart idea if you want to try and charge them. But no, I've got Final Fantasy VII going on, which honestly is like one of the worst playthroughs of the game I've ever done. I've been barely holding that playthrough together. It's gone so badly. But you know, the recording curse or whatever. They've captured fairies, we have to free them. But yeah, when this goes up, I might still be doing Final Fantasy VII, I'm not sure. Because I haven't worked out the exact dates all of these parts are going to go up. I also don't know what part this will be. So there's that. But it's possible we'll still be doing Final Fantasy VII when this part comes out. And if we are, you know, come join us if you're interested. Stream currently Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday nights on Twitch.
Fairies are always on your side, Spyro.
It was very helpful, thank you. Yeah, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday nights on Twitch. 10 PM Greenwich Mean Time, GMT. We don't always stream Final Fantasy VII, which is why it's entirely possible by the time this part goes up, I'll still be doing Final Fantasy VII. Because sometimes I take a break and play something else just to relax, have a bit of casual stream, do something a little less serious, do something a little lighter, something with less commitment. If you're interested, there's a link to my Twitch in the YouTube page, but otherwise it is twitch.tv/MechaChrono. If you're interested, come join us. I'd love to see you there.
Thank you for releasing me.
Well, the good news is 9 dragons. We are actually flying through the dragon count. But yeah, no. As far as the Twitch goes, like, I've done a bunch of stuff with it. By this point, on the Twitch, we have actually finished, like, done a full playthrough of Dark Souls. Did Dark Souls Remastered on Switch, which was fun. There was a bunch of good stuff there. That playthrough went a lot better than I expected it to, actually. It was pretty enjoyable. Also done a full playthrough of Resident Evil 2 on the PlayStation, the original PS1 version. Did a complete run of The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past in one stream. We generally never really know what we're going to be doing, except like once I start a game and with the intention of continuing and finishing it. There's very little actual there's very little off limits. Certainly have the intention to do damn near anything. So yeah, if you're interested, you enjoy the Let's Plays, you enjoy listening to me ramble, you want to come and interact with me, get my opinion on various other things for some reason, I don't know, some people like hearing other people's opinions. That was rude. And come join us. Always love interacting with the chat. Meanwhile, back to Spyro. So I think it was 9 dragons left in the game. There is a total of 80. There's this level, and then there's the Jacques level, the boss of this world. And then we'll be in Nasty's world, which is one level, the fight with Nasty, and then if you have everything else in the game, the bonus level. And by this point we have everything so far. Well, that's not everything here. Time to explore again. Alright, so I jumped up here and glided over here. I'm afraid of Fair, which opened up this one. Oh, there we go, there's more guys down here. Oh, that wasn't too hard to find. Oh, these guys are too big to charge, I didn't realise that. Because they actually look fairly small. Oh, they certainly don't look big enough to block my charge. Alright, so I'll take me back up there. Let me flame you guys and get Sparks back. That little bridge is kinda pointless. So there's also up there somehow. And a key I need to find. Right, I didn't go this way. Yeah, no, I remember this. I just didn't go this way. I like how much simpler this level design has been so far. So, like I say, at this point, E3 has happened. Ups and downs, honestly. Still no announcement of that Metro Prime Trilogy on Switch, which... Come on, Nintendo. I'll buy it. But there was some cool stuff. Witcher 3 on Switch is actually a really interesting thing. I mean, I'm not going to buy it because I have The Witcher 3 on PS4. And, while I think the idea is really cool, like Doom, which I have on PS4, I'm not going to take it portable. And as a result, there's no reason for me to own it on Switch when I have it on PS4. And if I was going to take it with me and go and play it elsewhere, then yeah, no, totally. But I'm not. That said, I'm really interested to see how it turns out.
Ah, Spyro, thanks. Supercharge will get you to new places here in Lofty Castle, too. See where it takes you.
That's weird because we're almost done with... Was that every dragon? Yeah, and there's been no supercharge. What the hell is he talking about? I've got the key for the treasure as well. Yeah, no, I'm really interested to see how The Witcher 3 turns out on Switch. What did they do? They revealed the resolution for it. It will be 720p docked, 540 handheld, which doesn't sound too bad. Graphical quality, of course, is lower than the other consoles. Can I get there? Yes, I can. And graphical quality is lower than other consoles. I need to get up there somehow. Lower than other consoles, but the main thing is whether they can give it a consistent frame rate. So I'm really interested to see how it turns out, particularly as a point to other Switch ports. I mean, at this point, the Resident Evil ports on Switch have been, for the most part, very disappointing. There's no reason why the Switch shouldn't be able to run Resident Evil 4 really well. Bearing in mind, Resident Evil 4 is a game that came out in 2005. We have actually played it on GameCube. Is there another way out there that I could glide through? No. Alright. But the port on Switch is like really lackluster. It runs at, what is it, 900p? Oh, there we go. That's what we're after. Runs at like 900p. There's the supercharge. 900p in docked. Is trying to hit the 60 FPS of like the PS4 version and the Ultimate HD edition on PC, and just can't do it. And the stupidest thing about that whole point is the game doesn't need to be at 60. When you go back and you play Resident Evil 4 on GameCube, PS2, PS3, Xbox 360, you know, these perfectly fine versions that we were happy with for years, and they ran at 30. It wasn't until the Ultimate HD edition came out that they put them at 60. And there's no real reason for them to be at 60 beyond, yeah, no, I want this at 60. But it runs fine at 30. And so on the Switch, it's like, okay, here's your thing. You've got it at 900p. Presumably, it's not at 1080p, so that you can so you can get the 60 FPS, but it isn't staying at 60. In some cases, it's dropping to 40. That is kind of an issue. And it's like I've said before, I don't care about 30 versus 60, I care about... This isn't the way I want to go. Where's the way I want to go? Is it this way? I care about consistent, stable frame rates. If frame rate is all over the place, that's a problem. If it's at 30, that isn't a problem. And so the question becomes, like, why not cap it at 30 and then use that extra processing power that you're not using, or graphical power or whatever, to see about putting it at 1080p? Because very clearly it can't run 60. Yeah. But like, it just, more than anything, it shows a lack of interest in certain areas of the port, prioritizing hitting 60 rather than actually making the whole thing stable. And then there's the other two Resident Evil ports that came out with it, the port of the remake and the port of Zero. And they look nice, yeah, sure. Why are the load times so bad? On a cartridge-based system, why are the load times worse than they were on the GameCube? And so essentially, if you're after actual playability, you end up, if you get in the Switch version, you end up getting the worst version of these games. And like, if The Witcher 3 comes out and hits a stable 30, it's like, yeah, no, The Witcher running at 720p docked is less of an issue considering just how impressively that game looks. That game is... that's a beautiful game. And yeah, visual downgrade, yada yada yada. but you get that game running at a stable 30 on Switch. And then that is... God damn it. I remember hating this level. Yeah, you got running at stable 30 FPS, and then that really just puts out that a lot of these other ports, because I've been hearing talk with like this, particularly with the release of the Resident Evil ports and the Saints Row 3 port, Saints Row the 3rd port, that oh maybe the Switch just isn't powerful enough for these systems. It's like, you know, you get The Witcher 3 running stable at 30 on the Switch, regardless of what corners you have to cut to make it do that. And, you know, that is immediately like, no, it's not that the Switch doesn't have the power. Why did you just immediately glide off? Why was there no jump? Yeah, you do that, and it shows that, oh no, it's not that the Switch doesn't have the power, the porting is being done poorly. For the love of God. Why are you not jumping? But yeah, it should be a given. Really. It should be a given that the porting's been done poorly with something like Saints Row the 3rd. Not because it's running badly, but because there's input lag that doesn't exist in any other version of the game. And you know, it's also worth noting that Saints Row the 3rd didn't run that well on consoles that it was actually made for. Really? Really? Alright, you know what? We're going the other way. We'll go back to that way, but for now we're going the other way because I'm just getting annoyed. Yep, no, I remember hating this level, largely for this gimmick. This whole time enemy gimmick. But yeah, Saints Row 3 didn't run particularly well on consoles that it was built for. The only way to play that game was pretty much entirely on PC. There's a reason you just keep walking off platforms. Where's this? Yeah, like the only real way to play Saints Row 3 was on PC.
Any advice before this battle?
Advice? A wise dragon once told me, aim high in life, but watch out for flying boxes.
Huh?
I wonder if that was a Crash reference. Alright, so there's the boss. We have a chest here. Let's go deal with the boss, so we can know what we've got left. Maybe it wasn't a Crash reference. But this boss doesn't seem too difficult right now. so far. Or at all, really. And that takes me to the exit. Alright, there's a lot of keys here, so... let's use this checkpoint so we don't have to deal with them again. Yeah, well, the frame rate for Saints Row 3 was not great. Oh, really? God, I'm gonna die in this place, aren't I? This will just be where I'm buried. Around in circles. So much fun. Alright. You know, Insomniac went on to do Ratchet and Clank after this, and I've not really spent much time with them. So what did I do? I got Ratchet and Clank Trilogy on digital for PS3, which means I also got it on Vita. Thank you, Crossbar. I really appreciate that. God, that was like one of the nicest things that I found out when I got my Vita. Because I bought the Sly Cooper Trilogy. Digitally. I think got it for like £10. I need to get over there somehow. I need to get on here somehow. Yeah, I bought the Sly Cooper Trilogy digitally. It was like £10 on the PSN. And then I got my Vita and it's like, oh, it turns out I've actually also got cross-buy for... Is it you? Yeah, it looks like it is. Yeah, it turns out, oh, also, really, why did you not jump? No, I still have to deal with that guy, great. Wonderful. Maybe I'll just exit this level when I'm done. Yeah, it turns out I, actually get cross-buy on the Sly Trilogy for Vita. So I buy my Vita and it turns out, oh, I already have 3 games for it. Right there. The Sly Trilogy. That was really nice, and the Ratchet and Clank Trilogy also qualified. And I spent a bit of time on the first game, but I haven't finished it. So I should do more of that.
Thank you for releasing me.
Every time a dragon says that, I feel so thankful that I actually spent the time to free them. This feels like it's going to be awkward. Oh, what do you know? It actually wasn't. Could have been. It's like that close to being awkward. Well, it wasn't. It was good. Do I have to get the gems from them? Do I grab the gems? Good. Alright. Still you and this. I'll be happy to be in Nasty's world because there's way less gimmicks with that. So what's the big thing with Nasty's world? There's one level, and the big thing... Not gonna make it back. Great. There's one level in Nasty's world, and there's a lot of explosives. There's also this supercharge sequence we have to do for it. Which, if I remember rightly, isn't... Well, it's definitely not the worst. Won't be as bad as what we did in Treetops. We're gonna make this one? Nope. How many lives have spent in this one level? Alright, can we make it this time? No! And hopefully the other 55 will, the other 45 will be in that chest. Why does it let you survive that if you can't make it back? Also, how do I get back? Wait, really? How do I get back? Is it through there? No, it doesn't look like it. This way? No, and this just takes me back the way I came. And why? Most times, if you can't possibly make it out of one of these things, they immediately drown you. Why let me survive that and attempt to escape? There's no way I can make it back like that. How do I get back? Alright, we're back. I essentially had to get a game over to get out of that place. No idea how you're actually supposed to do it. But we had the key, it was in that little cave. Near... It was in that cave. So we had the key, went to the chest, got the last of the gems. We are all done with this level. Let's get out of here and head to Nasty's world.